The New York Yankees are interested in a potential Blake Snell trade, and we have to talk about it. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do, because recent news has come out that the New York Yankees appear to be interested in Blake Snell, someone who they've been interested in the past, and they are one of a few different teams that will be trying to trade for him at the deadline. And let's jump in and take a look at the quote on it. Because according to Jon Heyman, the Yankees are among 6 teams to check in on Blake Snell. While the Giants listen, Snell turned in his best performance as a Giant, getting 15 strikeouts. Now, they're just 4.5 games out of the wild card. And the other complication could be that the Yankees are in the top tax bracket, and Snell is owned $30 million next season. So obviously there is some fear like, oh, how much do the Yankees really want to shell out? Well, I feel like that answer is simple. The Yankees have a ton of money, so they should just pay the luxury tax the same way that George Steinbrenner did. How? Just pay the luxury tax. Just pay. Just pay it. Just pay it. Just pay it, dude. Just pay. Pay the luxury tax, dog. Just do that. I don't see why they wouldn't. Look, I understand the Yankees had a really hot start with their pitching, but now we know how it's going. 4 of their 5 starters have an over 4 ERA. Garrett Cole has not seemingly been able to get it together since coming back from the injury. I'm confident he'll figure it out, and that'll be fine. But then when you look at someone like Carlos Rodon, who's been a nightmare recently, he actually started pretty well. Marcus Stroman is so inconsistent. Nestor Cortez is Nestor. We all know how that is. Like, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. He's averaging around a 4 ERA, which is decent for the Yankees. And then Luis Gil seemingly is slowing down as he is coming off the injury. He's a rookie. It's fair to see him get fatigued. But they're going to need more starting pitching help. And I think Blake Snell will get that done. Obviously, the Yankees have been interested in Snell for a long time. There's been multiple different times where it's been like, are the Yankees actually going to bring in Blake Snell? I would love for them to do that. It feels like it'd be a good move. I understand he costs a lot of money and is a pretty expensive player, especially when you look at the fact that he's been good and that the Yankees need help. The Giants will probably drive the price up. But the Yankees do have to consider making this a move. Hopefully the Giants will be partial towards Yankees prospects. I mean, Thairo Estrada has broken out in San Francisco. I almost said San Diego. In San Francisco after being on the Yankees and, well, just being flat out awful with the Yankees. So maybe they feel like they can get some of these Yankees prospects right the way they did Estrada. But let's just take a look at Snell's stats because he is a solid player. There it is. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. All right. Here we are. We got it. In 10 games, the man, he's pitched not great, but he's showing that it seems like there's improvement. Blake Snell's had a weird year. I mean, the San Francisco Giants have in general. Snell's career is just kind of strange. Now, I think him coming to the Yankees could probably help his game out. I feel like he would get better if he started playing in New York. I just feel like he's one of those guys that Matt Blake might be able to solve, but at the same time, if Matt Blake is against this, then I feel like we just ride with him because he just knows what he's talking about with pitchers. But it seems like the Giants do like him, so I think it would be a hard move to make. Now, as Giants manager Bob Melvin did say, last year when he went on a run like this, not only was it similar to the type of stuff every night that he was either giving up no runs or 1 run, he was able to pitch out of jams. He was able to get a strikeout with a man on third. It's kind of his forte. We know they kind of play better, or Blake Snell kind of plays better as time goes on throughout the season. And Bleacher Report does mention that the Yankees were among teams linked to Snell during the offseason but bowed out of the running, and now they could have more interest because the contract is a little more palatable, even if they have to go into the luxury tax a little bit more than they already are in. I feel like it's something you just go out there and do. I know starting pitching is not the main concern of the Yankees, but it is something you have to look at. The Yankees need help everywhere they can get it. They started out this season very good, but after that kind of fell off, as we all know. They've been pretty bad recently. I mean, I think what's more concerning is what's going to happen with the bullpen. You need to go out there and get someone. Hopefully it's Pete Fairbanks, though. That's definitely going to be a stretch to pull off. But they need to go out there and get some sort of pitching because the Yankees need help at that position when it comes to pitching. They just need more bullpen arms. Everyone's getting hurt. They need more proven guys. I understand they're able to be very good at pulling random names out of hats and having them become successful relief pitchers. They need a proven pitcher or two in that bullpen. Now, obviously, Snell's a starter, so this doesn't really apply to him, but it is something that they have to consider because when you look at moving for Snell, you could probably in the process try to get a reliever from the Giants also, and then you're looking at that team and you're like, all right, that's a winning trade that gets us more defense. Now we just have to focus on getting one more infielder, and it feels like things could be on the up and up for the Yankees. They still have 2 more days to get this thing done. They need to go out there and make some moves. Obviously, the Chicago Cubs just traded for Paredes, so that's out of the picture. I never really thought we were going to get him anyway. I still want the Yankees to go for Luis Rengifo, and I'm going to keep saying it until they either do it or the deadline passes. So get used to it for the next, 48 hours. That's about it. I make, a video a day, so get used to it for 2 more days of your life. I hope they trade for him. But look, here's the deal. I want to see the Yankees go out there and make a splash. The way they did with Jazz Chisholm, I think it's good when you add big-name players to the Yankees. I feel like that'll psych them up. It'll give them more energy. It'll give them more hype. It'll give them more of this willingness to go out there and play harder. I feel like that's the big thing with the Jazz Chisholm move. It's like, all right, that will light a spark under this team. I feel like getting Blake Snell could be a similar vibe where it lights a spark under the Yankees. Hopefully Snell, the change of scenery, will lead to that ERA going down. The Yankees are just, they're in pitching hell right now because for some reason, after such a hot start, literally everyone has fallen off. As I said, I think Garrett Cole is going to be fine in the long run. I think he'll get it back together. He's just coming off an injury. He's a little shaken up. There's also a situation where Cole doesn't get it together for the rest of the year, comes back next year and is phenomenal again. That's a very likely possibility also. But hopefully he can get it going this year. Obviously, the Yankees need to capitalize on the fact that Juan Soto is a free agent. They need to make a team good enough that Soto feels like he can sign a mega extension here and win a championship or championships over that time. That is what's going to help Soto stay with the Yankees, so they have to make big moves. Making a move for Blake Snell, if nothing else, and this is not why they should make it, but if nothing else, it gives you the thought to Juan Soto that, hey, they're doing their best to go out there and get as many good players as possible for this team. That is a good sign. It'll help Soto be more reassured the Yankees are a contender. They do want to go out and win games. Maybe they'll be willing to dangle more prospects than we think. Obviously, it seems like Spencer Jones isn't completely untouchable. It seems as if everyone other than Dominguez is not untouchable. I mean, I'm kind of curious about George Lombard Jr. I feel like he kind of is untouchable in his own right. But outside of that, it feels like most of these prospects can be moved. Go out there and move Oswald Peraza. Move whoever you have to move. I'd rather you don't move Spencer Jones at all or move, obviously, DeMarchand and Dominguez. Or Lombard. Obviously, those are your top 3 prospects. You try not to move them. But if you have to move Spencer Jones, I think it would make sense that now having Chisholm, you have more flexibility to do that. Though, obviously, don't move him for Blake Snell. This video is kind of about Blake Snell more than anyone else, so definitely don't move him for that. But, if you have to move him for a real star, then you do it. But, guys, I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. Should the Yankees go for Snell? What trades do you want to see them make before the deadline? Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a phenomenal day, guys. Go Yankees.